This is Lafcadio by Shel Silverstein, Part 3. Now, said the circus man, you smell 100% better. Now run down to the barber shop while I take a little nap, and also get some clothes to wear. Can't have you running around absolutely naked. Well, okay, said the lion, but I've never really thought of myself as naked before. It took the lion a long while to get downstairs because he made the elevator man ride him up and down 46 times. And when he finally got outside, he began to look around for a barber shop. He couldn't find one because he didn't know what a barber shop looked like. As a matter of fact, he didn't even know what a barber shop was. So he just walked around and looked for a barber shop while all the people just looked at him and said, "Wow!" and "Yow!" and "Zowie, look at that lion!" And it was just about this time that your own Uncle Shelby was crossing the street on my way to get a hot dog with some tomato and onions on it, when the young lion walked up to me and said, "Excuse me, could you please direct me to a barber shop?" Well, you can imagine how surprised I was to hear a lion ask me a question like that. But I said I would be glad to take him to an excellent barber shop, and he seemed very pleased. "Thank you very much," he said. "You are the nicest person I have met since I have been in this country. And you are also very, very handsome and very well dressed, and you look like a man who is very intelligent and very kind." Do you think the lion said that to him? "In fact," said the young lion, "I think you would be President of the United States." "No," I said, "I do not have time to be the President of the United States, as I am too busy writing stories for children. But it is true that I am very handsome and very intelligent and very kind. I will admit to that." So I took the young lion to the barber shop, but the barber was out to lunch. And we just sat in the barber's chairs and chatted for a while. And I remember the lion had his claws manicured, and he said he liked it very much, although the woman who gave him the manicure said she had never seen such filthy nails in all her life. And oh my, how you would have laughed if you had seen him sitting there in that barber's chair, with his long mane hanging down and his paws sticking out from under the sheet, getting a manicure. I'm only sorry you couldn't have seen him. As a matter of fact, I did see you walking past the barbershop with your mother just at about that time. And I tapped on the window, but I guess you didn't hear me because you were looking at a fire engine and you didn't even turn around. "Would you like a shoe shine?" asked the shoe shine boy. "As a matter of fact, I would, but I don't have any shoes," said the lion. "Well then, how about a paw shine?" asked the shoe shine boy. "Yes," said the young lion, "I think I would like a paw shine very much." So the lion had his paws shined, and he was very pleased with them. And he asked if I didn't think they looked very beautiful and shiny. And I said yes, but to tell you the truth, I didn't think his paws looked very much different from before they were shined, but I didn't want to hurt his feelings. And finally the barber came back from lunch. "Oh my gosh," said the barber, "I must have eaten a terrible lunch. I should never have had that chocolate ice cream mixed in with my corned beef hash, because now I've got indigestion and I think I am seeing things. As a matter of fact, I think I see a lion in my barber chair having his paws shined and his claws manicured." "No," I said, "you are not seeing things. This is my friend the lion, and he wants a haircut, and I imagine he wants his mustache trimmed also." "Yes," said the lion, "I want a very good haircut. That is the main thing." "Well, you won't get it here," said the barber. "I don't cut lions' hair." "Grrr," said the lion. "Yes, sir," said the barber with a great big smile, and the lion got his hair cut. And here he is getting that haircut. And then the barber gave him a massage, which he loved very much, because that is very much like being scratched behind the ears. And he had his head sprinkled with water that smelled wonderful, and he loved that part best of all. And as a matter of fact, he drank up half a bottle of it before I could tell him that was definitely not the thing to do. And finally, the young lion got out of the barber's chair and smiled and said, Let's go, Uncle Shelby. I feel like a new lion. Just a minute, said the barber. You haven't paid me yet, and that will cost you exactly... Roar, said the lion. Exactly nothing, said the barber, smiling. Today is the day I am giving free haircuts, and I hope you enjoyed yours very much. Now it was just about 5 o'clock when your Uncle Shelby came out of the barber shop with the lion, and I noticed that the lion was looking at me in a hungry sort of way, so I said, how about having a bite of supper with me? Here's that hungry lion after he got a haircut. And the lion said he wouldn't mind, so I took him to a very nice little restaurant over on 57th Street. I think you will like the food here, the waiter said, so as we sat down. Everything is quite delicious. Well, said the lion, it doesn't look so good to me, but well, if you say so. Stop, stop, said the waiter. You're eating up the menu. Oh my, said the lion. I'm sorry, but you said that everything was delicious. So, my dear lion, the waiter said, I was speaking only of the food. The menus here are not too tasty at all, and also, I might add, eating a menu is not at all good taste. Maybe not, said the lion, but it is still better manners than eating up a waiter. I guess he's right there, said the waiter with a big smile. But now, gentlemen, how about some nice lamb chops with a baked potato and some string beans and some nice chocolate pudding with... I want a marshmallow, said the young lion. A marshmallow, said the waiter. We don't serve marshmallows here. This is a very fancy restaurant. Grar, said the lion. Yes, sir, said the waiter, and he hurried off to the kitchen. And in a few moments he came back with a beautiful marshmallow on a flaming sword. Here it is. Ah, said the lion, a marshmallow at last a marshmallow, at last a larshmallow. You can see how nervous and excited he was. And he picked up the marshmallow. It's as light as a feather, he said. And he put the marshmallow on his tongue. Ooh, it's crispy on the outside, he said. And he bit into it with his big teeth. Ooh, it's creamy on the inside, he said. And he chewed it up. Oh, he said, and he closed his eyes and smiled. And he swallowed it. It's delicious. It's better than rabbits anytime. More marshmallows, cried the lion. More marshmallows. Yes, sir, said the waiter, and he hurried off and he brought the lion a whole platter of marshmallows. Here they are. Have you ever seen so many marshmallows before? Delicious, said the lion. More marshmallows. And the waiter brought him a southern fried marshmallow. Wonderful, said the lion. And he brought him a marshmallow in tomato sauce. Scrumptious, said the lion. And he brought him a boiled marshmallow and a scrambled marshmallow and a poached marshmallow and marshmalloop, which is marshmallow soup, and marshmallops, which are marshmallow chops, and marshmallet, which is a marshmallow omelet, and marshmeverything. And do you know what the lion ate for dessert? Wrong. He ate his napkin. Ha, that's a good joke on you. And finally, the young lion leaned back in his chair and patted his stomach. I feel wonderful, he said, and he smiled and wiped his mouth with his tail. Now I must have a suit, a gentleman's shooter's suit. Tell me, Uncle Shelby, do you know of a good tailor? A good tailor? My boy, I said, your old Uncle Shelby is the best dressed man in this city and possibly the world. I will take you to my own personal tailor, and he will make you the most beautiful suit that any lion ever had. And so the young lion and your Uncle Shelby walked arm in arm to the tailor shop on Taylor Street. And we went inside, and they were the tailor and the tailor's assistant and the tailor's assistant's assistant. "Hi, tailors," said the lion. "Make me a beautiful suit." "A suit for a lion," said the tailor. "Definitely not." "Absolutely not," said the tailor's assistant. "Abso-po-definitely not," said the tailor's assistant. "Grawr," said the lion. "Yes, sir," said the tailor. "Oh, definitely," said the tailor's assistant. "Oh, definitely," said the tailor's assistant's assistant. "How about a nice brown tweed suit?" said the tailor. How about a lovely blue gabardine suit?" said the tailor's assistant. How about a beautiful purple and yellow suit with red polka dots and a vest to match?" said the tailor's assistant's assistant. Here the lion is trying on suits. And there's the tailor, his assistant, and his assistant's assistant. The lion said, "I don't like these suits." "How about a nice white marshmallow suit?" said the lion. "A marshmallow suit? Why, that's silly. You can't make a suit out of marshmallows." "Grawr," said the lion. "Yes, sir," said the tailor. "Oh, definitely yes," said the tailor's assistant. And the tailor's assistant's assistant didn't say anything because he was already down at the grocery store buying up all the marshmallows he could find. And after a while, he came back with a whole load of marshmallows, and the three tailors put their heads together and tried to figure out a way to make a marshmallow soup. At first, they tried to sew it with needle and thread, but that didn't work. You can see how the suit looks. Now the tailor is trying to sew it. And then they tried to sew it on the sewing machine, but the sewing machine got all gummed up with marshmallow. And then the tailor's assistant's assistant got an idea, so they stuck the marshmallows together with raspberry jam and made the suit. And they showed it to the lion. "How does it look?" they asked. "Delicious," said the lion. And he put it on, and you should have seen him. A big lion's head sticking out of a suit of marshmallows. And he looked at himself in the mirror. "Wonderful," said the lion. "Now I am really a dandy lion. Except it looks a bit lumpy. Maybe you'd better iron the wrinkles up." "But you can't iron marshmallows," said the tailor. "Marshmallows will..." "Grawr," said the lion. And the tailor's assistant brought an iron, and they began ironing out the marshmallow soup right on the lion. And do you know what happened? Of course you do. The marshmallows melted all over the lion until he was covered from head to toe to tail with sticky, icky, drippy, runny, gummy, gooey, goopy, melted marshmallows. And the marshmallows dripped into his eyes, and he couldn't see. And they dripped into his ears, and he couldn't hear. And they dripped into his mouth, which he liked very much. And your good old Uncle Shelby had to lead the poor lion out of the tailor shop and back to the hotel to get him a hot bath as quickly as possible. And let me tell you that the tailor and the tailor's assistant and the tailor's assistant's assistant seemed very happy for us to go. And I believe that they are still a bit angry with me for bringing a lion into their shop to buy a marshmallow suit. Well, we finally got to the hotel, and after we had gone up and down in the elevator 28 times, we went to meet the circus man, and he made the young lion take another bath to get all the marshmallow off, and then he asked me if I would stay for a glass of buttermilk, and I said, "Yes, I will." So the lion and the circus man and I sat around until very late, drinking buttermilk and telling jokes and smoking big black cigars and singing the marshmallow song. Here's Lion all wrapped up in towels after he's had his bath. It's not really too bad a song once you've had a few glasses of buttermilk. "Well, I think we had all better get a good night's sleep," the circus man said finally, "because tomorrow things are really going to start popping for Lafcadio the Great, the star of the Finch Finger Circus." "Who is Finch Finger?" said the young lion. That is I, said the circus man. Who is Lafcadio the Great? Asked the lion. That is you, said the circus man. But my name is Grumph, or Mumph, or something like that, said the young lion. Don't be silly, said the circus man. You can't say Grumph the Great, or Mumph the Great, or something like that the Great. From now on your name is Lafcadio. And let me tell you, Lafcadio the Great, that tomorrow morning things are really going to start popping for you. Well, let me tell you, old Finchfinger wasn't just kidding. The very next morning, there was a very big parade for Lafcadio the Great. All the way from the hotel to the circus tent, and the band was playing, and the sun was shining, and Lafcadio the Great was riding in a big golden convertible, and the band was playing Oompa, 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 and the people were cheering hurrah, hurrah, and yay, hey, hooray, and whoopee, and wow, and 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Lafcadio, Lafcadio, the Lafcadio the Great. Yay! And they threw confetti at Lafcadio, who was so happy that he smiled at everybody and opened his mouth and caught some of the confetti and ate it. Here's the parade. Everyone's marching in the parade for Lafcadio the Great. Everybody cheered. He waved his tail all around and curled his mustache, and he honked the horn on the car. Honk, honk. And the band played Oompa, Oompa, Boom. Oompa, Oompa, Boom, Appa, Appa, Boompa, Oompa. And the crowd kept yelling, yay, hey, hooray. And Lafcadio the Great was the happiest lion in all the world. Of course, your Uncle Shelby was invited to ride in the parade. But if you want to know, my alarm clock didn't go off. And by the time I got up and had my breakfast of 2 soft-boiled eggs with small sausages and white bread and toast and jelly, while the parade was all over and thousands of people were already in the circus tent waiting for Lafcadio the Great. And the band kept playing Oompa, Oompa, Boom, Boom, and the drums rolled. And finally, the ringmaster with the long mustache hollered, Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the only sharp-shooting lion in the world, Lafcadio the Great. Here's the ringmaster of the circus. And everyone went, hooray, hooray. And Lafcadio the Great came out. And he was wearing a brand new white suit that Mr. Finchfinger had bought for him, and a big yellow cowboy hat, and yellow boots, and he had a brand new silver gun with a pearl handle, and a diamond-studded holster with lots of bullets made of pure gold, and he waved and he picked up his gun, and first he shot 6 bottles off a table, bang, 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 bang. Is that enough bangs? And then he shot 100 balloons off the ceiling. Bang, 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 bang. And you can put in the other 90-some bangs for yourself. And then he told everybody in the circus to put a marshmallow on his head. And he shot the marshmallows off everybody's head in the circus, including all the kids and a few of the monkeys. And then he told everybody in the audience to hold up the ace of spades, and he shot every card in the middle. 12,322 of them, but he did it with 12,323 shots because he missed once. And the people went, hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. And then he shot between his legs, and he shot under his arms, and standing on his head, and he shot lying on his side, and sitting on his hands, and he shot rolling over, and he never missed once after that. And the people began to shout, rah, 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 Lafcadio the Great is the greatest shot in the world. And he was. And that's how Lafcadio the Great joined the circus. And from that day on, I saw very little of Lafcadio the Great, because everybody knows he was busy traveling with the circus from city to city, from New York to Racine to St. Paul, doing trick shots for millions of kids and men and women. And Lafcadio the Great began to get more famous and more famous until everybody in America knew about him. And he went over to London to shoot for the Queen. And he went to Paris to shoot for the Prime Minister. And he went to Iran to shoot for the Shah. And he went to Russia to shoot for the Premier. He even went to Washington to shoot for the President. And he became very, very rich. And now and then I would get a letter from him telling me that he had just had tea with the Prince of Wales, or that he had just been sailing in Bermuda, or that he had just met a beautiful movie actress, and stuff like that. After a while, I would just get a picture postcard from him showing the Eiffel Tower, or the Sahara Desert, or the Ellis Memorial Library of East Rockford, Illinois. And it would say, having a good time, or wish you were here, or just, hi. And of course, like Lafcadio learned many things he had never learned before. He learned to sign autographs because he was so famous that everyone wanted his autograph. And everyone was especially delighted with him because he could sign 6 autographs at once. 2 with his front paws, 2 with his back paws, 1 with his tail, and 1 with his teeth. And here he is, signing 6 autographs at the same time. But after a while, of course, he would only sign 1 at a time with his right front paw because that was more like a man and less like a lion. And Lafcadio was becoming more and more like a man all the time. For instance, he stood on his back paws and learned to sit at the table with his left hand in his lap and his elbows off the table. And he stopped eating menus. And he learned to wear dark suits and white shirts with button-down collars and tweedy brown suits with plaid shirts and turned-up collars. And he learned to wear collars with starch in them. And he learned to wear collars with no starch in them. And he kept his tail curled up and seldom let it hang down, except when he forgot himself or he had a little too much buttermilk to drink. Here he is, all dressed after he's become a city man instead of a lion. And often I would see him dancing in nightclubs with the most beautiful, beautiful girls. Hi, Lafcadio, I would say. Hi, Uncle Shelby, he would answer. Come on over to my table and have a little buttermilk. And I would, and he would talk about the old times when Lafcadio didn't even know what a barbershop was. And as time went on, Lafcadio the Great became greater and greater, and his picture was in all the newspapers. And Lafcadio the Great became more and more like a man. He began to play golf. He began to play tennis. Here's Lafcadio dancing and golfing. He even went swimming and diving. He began to paint pictures, but to tell you the truth, he couldn't draw a straight line. Ha ha. And he did exercises to stay in shape. And he went skating, and he almost learned to ride a bicycle. I guess he didn't want to show the falling down part on riding a bicycle. He spent his vacations lying on the beach at Cannes, France. He learned to sing and play the guitar. He learned to bowl. And he seldom said "grrr," except on very special occasions, and everyone wanted him to do that at parties. Here he is playing a guitar, just like I do. He may be a better singer. And he became a social lion. And he wrote his autobiography, and everybody bought it. And he became a literary lion. and he had his clothes made to order just so, and he became a clothesline. I hope you all got those jokes. And I suppose he was just about as happy and rich and famous as anyone could ever hope to be. And then one day, just as your old Uncle Shelby had finished his supper and was about to settle down in his easy chair with his pipe and slippers and hot chocolate and his National Geographic magazine. That's an old man deal. The telephone rang. "Hello, Uncle Shelby. This is Lafcadio the Great. Can you come to my house immediately? I need your advice because you are the wisest man in all the world." Here's Lafcadio sitting in his easy chair, smoking a pipe. He's got his slippers on. "Of course I'll come," I said. "I have never yet let down a friend in trouble." And so I dressed in a hurry and went out into the night, which was 65 below zero. And I remember I couldn't get a taxi cab, and so I had to walk the 12 miles in the snow, and it took me 15 minutes because the snow was very deep and I forgot my galoshes. Remember, this was Chicago. And when I got to Lafcadio's castle, the butler showed me in through the hallway, which was made of silver, and through the dining room, which was made of platinum, and into the study, which was made of gold. And there was Lafcadio the Great. And do you know what he was doing? He was crying. "Why are you crying, my friend?" I asked. "You have money, and you are famous, and you have 7 big cars, and you are loved by everyone, and you are the greatest shot in all the world. Why are you crying? You have everything." Here's Lafcadio crying. A little bit like the Wizard of Oz, the lion, cowardly lion. "Everything isn't everything," said Lafcadio the Great, dripping big tears down on the golden rug. "I'm tired of my money and fancy clothes. I'm tired of eating rock Cornish hen stuffed with rice. I'm tired of going to parties and dancing the cha-cha and drinking buttermilk. And I'm tired of smoking $5 cigars and playing tennis, and I'm tired of signing autographs, and I'm tired of everything. I want to do something new." "Something new?" I asked. "Something new," he said, "but there isn't anything new to do." Then he started to cry again. Now I could never stand to see anyone cry, so I said, "Have you tried going up and down the elevator a few times?" "This morning I went up and down the elevator 1,423 times. It's old stuff," he said. Started to cry again. "So far, have you tried eating a few more marshmallows?" I asked. "So far I've eaten 23,241,562 marshmallows," said the lion, "and I'm tired of them too. I want something new." And he put his head down and began to cry some more. Just then the door banged open, and in rushed Finch Finger, the circus man, waving his cane. "Hi ho, Lafcadio the Great," he shouted. "Stop crying and start smiling, because every cloud must have a silver lining, and I have just thought of a new wonderful thing to do, and it's brand new." "What is that?" Lafcadio the Great sniffed, looking up with great big tears running down his nose. "Hunting," said the circus man. "We are going to Africa on a hunting trip, so pack your guns and your suitcase and let's get going." "Wonderful," said Lafcadio the Great. "I have never been on a hunting trip. Come on, Uncle Shelby, pack your bags and come too. We'll have a wonderful time." "Well, I would just love to go," I said, "but there is no one here to water my philodendron plant while I'm away, so I will have to stay here. But do write me and let me know if you are having a good time." So Lafcadio the Great picked up his suitcases and his guns, and he and Finchfigure and lots of other hunters